From behind the curtain, I hear the applause of millions, their endless pursuit of me, their ravenous need for more, adoration, excess, cars, castles, costumes, coins, my name in shining lights. It's me, Mario. I have explored the depths of the earth, the bottom of the ocean, and the vast emptiness of space. I've been a doctor, a boxer, an Olympian, a carpenter, a painter, a chef. But more than all of that, I have been a plumber, a simple plumber. And who would have imagined that I'd reach such heights of success? Who could have imagined it? And yet, as the curtain falls and the cheers subside, I'm left alone, wondering, why does it all feel so empty? Would the person I was be proud of the person I have become? Who was I? What have I lost? Is this really what I wanted all those years ago? Welcome to Deep Thoughts While Gaming. I'm Chris Chappell. With the advent of the modern age, you can argue it's never been a better time to live your best life. More college graduates exist today than in the history of humanity. Foreign cuisine is just a Taco Bell away. 16-year-old millionaires all over the world are willing to share their business knowledge with you. And for the low price of $200, you can have the Island Boys send you a personalized video for your cat's birthday.
'Cause I'm an island boy and I've been trying to make.
Yet, at the same time, we're dealing with widespread opioid addiction, depression, and a general sense among YouTube intellectuals that things are not how they should be. How would we explain to a person living in the 1900s that we have a magic device that can summon food to our doorstep, mechanized birds that can take us anywhere we want to go, and magic mirrors that can answer all of our questions, and yet we feel so dreadfully unfulfilled? Is it possible that life has become too easy for us? That by having Uber hunt for us, we've forgotten the thrill of the chase? The irony of modern life is that the more effortless it becomes, the more we seem to feel that something's missing. If everyone can be a hero, is anyone really? With the upcoming release in October of Super Mario Brothers Wonder, the first new Super Mario Brothers game in over a decade, let's dive into the story of everyone's favorite hero. From humble origins to the height of popularity, how's Mario handling the challenge of the modern age? Super Mario Brothers Wonder promises to provide a fresh reimagining of the typical Super Mario Brothers archetype. With 12 playable characters overall, a plethora of new sexy outfits for Mario and friends, and a boatload of new game mechanics, including a badge system that lets you gain abilities, like the ability to use a parachute or stick to walls. Gamers can expect to get everything they've come to love from Mario and more, minus all those annoying challenges that kept you from beating the previous games. Having trouble with a level? It's okay. With the new concept of open areas, you can play levels in any order you want. Feeling alone? Play with friends from all over the internet who can revive you if you die. Don't actually like dying? Play as one of the Yoshis or the new character Nabbit and experience the fun of not taking damage at all. No need for cheat codes here. It's a feature of the game. Indeed, Super Mario Brothers Wonder promises that you, with your short attention span and two right thumbs, can be the hero the world needs. If a simple plumber can do it, so can you. So can Peach and Toad, and especially Yoshi. So what of what Mario used to be? Did we forget that with 3 lives, him and his brother could conquer worlds? Is there nothing to be said of his tenacity, falling into holes, being eaten alive, starting over and yet still persevering, chasing the princess through castle after castle, only to discover that the princess was somewhere else? A time when the thrill of victory was reserved for only those who truly deserved it. No fanfare, no fancy elephant costumes, just a screen that said, "Thank you, Mario," and the feeling in the hero's heart that he had done what so many others could not. In Aldous Huxley's magnum opus Brave New World, we are confronted with a dystopia based around the idea of pleasure. The lives of the people of this world's London are superficial and mundane. To escape reality and regulate their emotions, they take a drug called soma that elicits a feeling of euphoria. That is, except for our main character, known as John. "I don't want comfort," he says. "I want God. I want poetry. I want real danger. I want freedom. I want goodness. I want sin." John represents the individual's need for deep, authentic life experiences. He understands that pleasure in itself is not what people crave, and instead, that there is an aspect in humanity that longs for a less controlled, more rigorous, and ultimately more meaningful life. Published in England in 1931, during England's Great Depression, it's astounding how much Brave New World, written during a much more challenging time than the one we live in, relates to today's world. Citizens that view taking drugs to self-regulate as a normal thing to do, culture that uses consumerism to solve the problems associated with lackluster lives, and the lingering feeling that somehow life just isn't deep enough. If these sentiments were felt even then, imagine what Aldous Huxley would think of us today. Surely Mario, the man who did it all without a double jump, would think the same. We can't expect him to be happier now that all the effort he put into becoming someone is forgotten. Dressed up as a raccoon or an elephant, he smiles to hide the pain behind his eyes. He used to be someone who did something worth doing, and now he's one of 12 playable characters, playing a game that has no losers because there's no way to lose. Perhaps this is why in recent years, individuals like David Goggins and Jordan Peterson have become so popular. Goggins, who has gained recognitions as a Navy SEAL and an ultramarathon runner, and Peterson, who as a clinical therapist argues throughout his many videos on YouTube that people have to face struggle to change their lives. Regardless of what you think of their individual philosophies on life, they surely signal a need in popular culture for a type of meaning that the life of today doesn't seem to provide us. They signal that people want more than to feel good and be comfortable. Can we honestly say that a participation award is the same as winning? Are bright colors and fancy costumes actually a replacement for a hard-fought victory? Or, if we're being honest, isn't the truth that the things we're most proud of came through struggle? Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States, with one of the highest approval ratings of any US president, said in 1910, in his most well-known speech, "The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again. Only through struggle can we truly feel victory. Only with the ability to fail does winning actually matter." Compare this with Anna Lembke's Dopamine Nation, one of the New York Times notable books of 2018, where she writes, "The reason we're all so miserable may be because we're working so hard to avoid being miserable. Eat a burger, take some pills, watch TV, doom scroll, and do it again and again and again until you've forgotten how to do anything else, and you can't even begin to understand why you aren't happy." Lemke's answer? The paradox is that hedonism, the pursuit of pleasure for its own sake, leads to anhedonia, which is the inability to enjoy pleasure of any kind. Slowly but surely in the modern age, Mario forgets that he once beat the game without using the secret warp zone in World 1-2. He forgets the first time he defeated Alakatu, the endless nights, the frustration, the struggle. He forgets the sweet taste of being the hero he was always supposed to be. I'm Chris Chappell. Thank you for watching Deep Thoughts While Gaming. And remember, magic mushrooms and special herbs aren't the secret to happiness.